Hi guys, it's me and I'm back to do the second part to the FAQ questions. So questions relating to my hair in general, and then your hair. And just like the other video, I'm going to be doing it straight from the comments, okay? So you have to bear with me if it's taking a bit long, but hopefully I'll edit all that out. And then also, I think just so that I can keep the video at a reasonable length. I say reasonable, and you know, that's debatable. But alright, so first question is, do I cut my hair? Have I shaped my hair? So not do I cut my hair, but my hair isn't shaped. I haven't shaped it. I haven't had a haircut per se from like a professional into a certain shape. Since I did my big chop, that's it. I just cut my relaxed ends off. I haven't shaped my hair or anything. I do trim, but obviously that's not shaping. The shape of my hair comes naturally from the fact that my hair grows in layers, one, and then in two, I have different hair textures everywhere, which means different rates of shrinkage. So those two combined gives my hair that like mushroom thing, the mushroom type effect. And then it also looks like a heart shape when I have a middle part in. But that's what it is, that's all it is. But for those of you that do want to shape your hair, if you're like in the States, you can get that thing, that curly girl cut. What's the name? Ugh. Deja Diva cut. You can get a diva cut if you're in the States. I don't think they do those in the UK, because I looked at one point, I was like, oh, I want a diva cut because I'm a diva. But yeah, no, they don't have those in the UK. But if you want to shape your hair, you can look into that. You can Google that for more information, okay? Somebody wants to know, if you clarify your hair with apple cider vinegar, do you still need to use shampoo? I can't really answer that question for you. When it comes to shampoo, it's a personal choice. I know that a lot of naturals choose to not use shampoo because of the way it makes their hair feel. And then there's, you know, a lot of other naturals who do shampoo their hair. I shampoo my hair. But if you feel like using apple cider vinegar suffices for you when it comes to the level of clean that you want for your hair, then you can go ahead and do that. But if you like to shampoo and you like the feeling of clean that shampoo gives you, then you can go ahead and do that. But once again, that is a personal choice, so I can't tell you yes you should or no you shouldn't, okay? So next question is breakage. Okay, I think they mean, can breakage be minimized by only using low manipulation styles such as braid outs, flexi rods, without protective styling? Okay, breakage is not only a result of physical manipulation, okay? So or physical manipulation from styling alone, okay? Detangling your hair, using tools, clothing, weather, diet, all these things affect breakage. So those are things to look at when you're thinking about minimizing breakage overall within your hair care. And no, you don't necessarily need to do full-on protective styles to not incur breakage, okay? You can do low manipulation styles as well, but like I said, all those other factors that I mentioned do come into play when it comes to breakage, okay? Like with most things when it comes to hair care, it's not just affected by one thing. So if you're doing low manipulation hairstyles, and also, you know, diet's okay, hair health is okay, and you're keeping it off your clothes and stuff like that, then it should be fine. But yeah, like I said, other things affect breakage, not just styling, okay? Right. Somebody wants to know, how often do I trim my ends? I trim my ends when I feel like they need it, okay? I probably trim more than I should, but there isn't really a right or a wrong. Personally, some people believe that you should trim at set times, and that works for them, okay? Like, you know, and with all this stuff, there's no like law. I'm not going to tell you that you need to trim, and I'm not going to say that you don't need to trim. It's up to you what you want, how you like your hair to feel. I like my ends to feel a certain way, so when I'm not getting that desired effect, I will go ahead and trim my ends. I trim my ends myself, okay? I recently trimmed my hair, actually. I believe it was when I took my twist out, when I took my Senegalese twist out, I trimmed my hair, and I will put some pictures in. I did a hair smoothie treatment, and then I trimmed my ends, okay? How can one who wears hair primarily textured tell if their hair needs trimming without straining eyes trying to see each strand? Okay, if your ends feel rough and knotty, okay, like if you can feel loads of like rough ends, crispy ends, no matter how much you moisturize and condition, your ends still feel like, you know, like you can hear your ends, you know, when you touch your hair and your ends are like crisping, then you probably need a trim. Also, if your curls aren't clumping as well as they usually do, okay, so if your ends are like bushy, and if you're doing like twist outs, braid outs, wash and goes, and your ends aren't clumping, okay, as well as they usually do, that's probably because there's a lot of split ends and knots going on. Once you trim those, you will see that it will just, you know, right back, pop back into place. So that's one way that you can tell, okay? Same person. Can breakage be minimized without protect? Okay, I think I've answered that question already. Does your hair smoothie work on locks? The hair smoothie works on hair in general. So, you know, a Caucasian person can use it. Hair is hair, okay? So the basic building blocks or foundations for hair on every race is the same, so it will work on any hair, whether you're transitioning, whether you're natural. Of course, if you have locks, you want to make sure that everything is finely blended, like completely smooth, okay? If you have to pour it through like a sieve to make sure that there's no bits in there, then go ahead and do that, because you don't want to have bits of like banana and avocado and banana seeds stuck in your locks, okay? So that's the only thing that I would say about that. Okay, no, done that one already. Do you experiment with weaves, wigs, and other hair extensions besides long braids and twists? No, I don't have anything against weaves or wigs. When I was relaxed, I used to like, I think it was like, I've worn weaves on like 3 or 4 occasions. Yeah, 4 occasions, and 2 of them was like really short weave, because I'd always had like hair, so I wanted to see how I'd look with short weave. So yeah, I don't have anything against weave, but it's just not for me. I just don't like it on me, but I like it on everybody else, so for that reason I wouldn't get a weave. Wigs, I wouldn't wear a wig for the same reason why I wouldn't wear a weave. Even with the extensions, like my extensions, my Senegalese twist, I only get those once a year. I like my hair to be out. So even when I was transitioning, that's why I learned to look after my hair whilst it was out. I don't like it cooped in things, okay? So that's about it. Will you do a video showing how much you use for your deep conditioning? Okay, on that video, so many people ask me how much I use of everything. The reason I didn't state it is because of the fact that I change it quite a bit. Okay, so I use the same ingredients, but depending on what my hair feels like it needs, sometimes I'll use more oils, other times I'll use less oils. And then also with that coconut milk, I don't use the like, I don't have it. Okay, so let's pretend this is like the average can of coconut milk that you can buy from your grocery store. Okay, so all tins are like the same size, right? Baked beans, coconut milk, okay? I don't use that size. They have like miniature coconut milks, okay? And that's the ones that I buy. I don't use the full size. The only time I use that full tin, the full size tin of coconut milk is in the hair smoothies. But my weekly deep conditions, I use like the miniature cans of coconut milk, okay? I don't have any, like I've actually run out. If I had them, I'll show you guys. If I can find a picture, I'll put it in so you can see. But it's like literally like this big, okay? There you go. Do you recommend co-washing or shampoo? I know there's a curly girl method out there, and I was wondering if you do that. No, I don't do the curly girl method. I do shampoo my hair. I shampoo weekly, so every week I will use shampoo. In the summertime, depending on how I feel, okay, or what I've been doing to my hair, I may co-wash during the week, but I will still shampoo at least once a week. I'm not going to tell you what you should and shouldn't do. Once again, it's a personal preference. So if your hair does not like shampoo, obviously I'm not going to tell you to use shampoo. You can just co-wash and then, you know, work out your own means of clarifying your hair. So that's my answer to that one. Okay. Do you ever plan on straightening your hair? I straightened my hair earlier on this year for the first time as a natural in January, and I've got a video. I'll put the link in the description box, and I'll put a link there that you can click to see it. I do plan on straightening my hair sometime. I don't know when. I'm not anti-straightening, just in case someone was wondering. I have nothing against straightening your hair. Once again, it's a personal choice, personal preference, and yes. You mentioned in your Fotkey account that you use Ayurvedic treatments. I want to know if you still use them. Can you please do a tutorial or can I direct you to a YouTuber who uses Ayurvedic treatments that I mentioned? I don't use them as much as I used to, mostly because a lot of those powders have bits in them, and the more hair that I have, the harder it is for me to rinse those out. So that's one of the main reasons why I stopped using Ayurvedic treatments, and it's one of the main reasons why I stopped hennaing my hair, because it was taking me forever to wash the henna out and I just couldn't handle it. Plus I wanted to color my hair. Okay. Belinda of Be Unique Hair Care, she uses Ayurvedic powders, so I'll put the link to her channel in the description box, and I also put a link there. Then Aprika uses Ayurvedic powders as well, so I'll put the link to her channel there as well as in the description box. So for you guys that are thinking of using those, you can definitely check those out. They did help me with my hair. It strengthened my hair quite a lot when I used to use them. And yeah. Okay, how often do you moisturize your hair, and what is your favorite moisturizer? I want to lie and tell you that I moisturize my hair daily, but that's not true. I don't do that. I don't moisturize my hair daily anymore. Now that it's colder, I try to, but because I wear a lot of protective styles, so I usually have like twists in. I wear twists mostly during the week, and when I have my twist in, I really don't re-moisturize. I don't re-moisturize them that much. If I do, I'll probably like spray some of this on there or whatever leave-in spray that I can find get my hands on. But my favorite moisturizer is my shea butter mix, which I don't have any in here, but my favorite moisturizer is my shea butter mix. Okay, simples. Okay. Somebody wants to know if I oil my scalp on a regular basis. I don't oil my scalp. I don't oil my scalp at all. If I do, I'm trying to think of an instance where I will oil my scalp, and I can't think of any. But okay, Of course, I'm not, once again, I'm not telling you to not moisturize your scalp. Moisturize your scalp as you see fit. If you have dry, itchy scalp, of course you want to go ahead and find a product that works for your scalp, or an oil blend that works for your scalp, okay? I stopped moisturizing my scalp even before I decided to go natural, because when I used to use petroleum based, when I was relaxed and I used to use petroleum based products on my scalp, my scalp used to itch like crazy. Like my whole of my childhood it was perfectly fine. Then it got to a stage, I got to an age where it was giving me so much problem. No, it was giving me so much problems that I stopped greasing my scalp completely. And that was before this whole hair journey stuff started, okay? So it's got nothing to do with anything. I'm not saying anything is bad. I'm just, you know, I have to just put all these disclaimers out there, you know, guys, because some of you just scrutinize, you know. But yeah, how do I maintain braid outs, twist outs? Do I retwist or rebraid every night? I don't retwist or rebraid. I may retwist on, okay, so let's say I retwist and rebraid on the first night. After that, I won't rebraid or retwist because my hair stretches out easily, and then instead of having like volume as the week goes on, it would just hang and be stringy. So I will either pineapple or just put my scarf on. That's it. Like just put a scarf on it and then shake it out in the morning. That's it. That's all I do. Or I'll put my hair in two and put like 2 ninja buns, just like swirl and pin. I've got a video where I show how I do that, so I'll put that there like right now, and then I'll also put the link to it in the description box if you want to check that out, okay? Okay, somebody wants to know, how fast does my hair grow? Like 1 to 2 inches a month. How often do I trim? Would I ever do a wash and go? I've done wash and goes a few times. I will put pictures in of what my wash and goes look like, all my different kind of wash and goes, with and without gel. I'll put that in the video, not there. I don't have fancy editing, so I can't put them next to me or anything. Okay, so yes, how fast does my hair grow? I don't know. I honestly haven't, you know, measured it at the beginning of the month and then measured it at the end of the month, so I have no idea. Is it more of the products that help you retain healthy hair, or is it the care? It's the care. Okay. Can heat damaged hair grow out healthy without having to be cut off completely like a permed or relaxed hair? Can it grow out? Yes. The new hair that's growing out will be your natural curl pattern, but of course your heat damage is not going to like revert completely and be the same as the new growth. Like it will not be the same. So even if it starts to curl up a little bit, it won't be the same as the new growth. So depending on you as a person, you may want to cut that if it starts to irritate you, or if your heat damage isn't that much or that bad, then you know you can probably still get away with it. But if your heat damaged ends are bone straight and your new growth is coming in a completely different texture, you may want to grow that out and cut it off, but it's up to you. I'm not going to tell anybody what they have to do. Yes. Okay, how often do I dye my hair, get touch-ups? I've dyed my hair 3 times in total so far, okay, over the last 3 years. So I guess I can say I dye my hair once a year. The first 2 times I dyed my hair, I used Dark and Lovely Red Hot Rhythm. The first time I did it, I did not make a video. The second time I dyed my hair, a year after that, I did make a video, okay? So on my ends, the lightest color that you see in my hair when the sun hits it is the first ever time I dyed my hair. The first ever time I dyed my hair, it took so well. Like literally, I was still transitioning. The color was super vibrant, but I only took on like 1 strip of my hair. So the part where my henna was, so the hennaed hair, because I used to henna my hair, it took lightly, not that well. The virgin part took the color amazingly well. A lot of people thought that I lifted my hair first. I hadn't. Since then, when I've dyed my hair, it has not taken as well as that. That's why you'll see that I have like a graduation of color going on, okay? And then the third time I dyed my hair was this year for my 3-year post relaxer, and I used L'Oreal Feria Mango Intense Rouge or Copper Intense Rouge. I'll put the right name here, okay? And that's it. That's all I've done once a year, and those 3 times. After I remove my braid extension, do I experience breakage around my edges? No, not really. If you're having breakage, it's down to 2 things. Either the tension from the braids, or 3 things. The tension from the braids from your braider, so your braider did it too tight. The second thing is manipulation. You manipulated your hair too much. You put extra tension on it. You pulled on it. That's going to give you breakage. What's the third thing? I can't remember what the third thing is, but it's mostly due to either you or your braider. So you have to be careful when you get braid extensions, okay? What is the best hair dye to use on natural hair? And also, when deep conditioning your hair, can you add oil with the sheen? Okay, when whatever deep conditioner you use, you can boost the deep conditioning powers by adding an oil of your choice, okay? So that's fine. And then also, what is the best dye to use on natural hair? I'm not a hairdresser, color expert or anything like that, so I don't want to give anyone wrong information, so I can't tell you. You have to go and see a professional, okay? Somebody wants to know how I keep my hair so long and healthy. I share everything on YouTube, like everything I do to my hair, I share it with you guys. I don't keep anything back. I'm not hiding any secrets. I don't have like some miracle product that I use. So go through my videos. Everything is there. If I try anything new that works, I will come and let you guys know, and that's pretty much it, okay? What do you do to prevent breakage when wearing Senegalese twists or braids? Is there anything you make sure that the stylist or braider does? They always pull so hard, and I'm afraid the tension will break my hair. But your hair is amazing. Thank you for the inspiration. It's, once again, I said this in my Senegalese thingy video, and I've said it a little bit, you know, just now, not so long ago. It's really up to you guys. You're like, think of it this way: you're giving this person your money to do your hair, so let them know how you want it, okay? And it's your hair, so if it feels tight, if it's hurting you, you need to let them know that no, like no, stop. Can you please take into consideration the fact that I'm giving you money at the end of this, and do it how I want it, okay? Tell your braiders, because that's the main thing, okay? If your edges are tight and they're hurting, and then you come home and you're feeling yourself because you're looking fly, and then, you know, you want to try all these hairstyles that you see other people doing with their twists, that's extra tension, the weight of the hair, all that combined, you will have breakage on your edges, especially if you have fine hair. My finest strands are on my edges, even though that's the coarsest part of my hair. It's also the finest. So I'm very careful, and you have to be careful. That's your responsibility, okay? And that's it. Guys, I'm so tired. It's late, but I don't have any other time to film this video. Hey Layla, just wanted to know, how do I keep my twist outs so defined? Like, what products do I use, and how do I wear my hair for bed? Most of my twist outs are wet twist outs. I'll put my wet twist out video once again there, and it should be in the description box as well. And I have to say that I don't think that the definition from my wet twist outs is solely to do with the products. It's a combination of the fact that I finger detangle my hair, so my natural curl pattern is prominent, and then the product is usually for shine and hold, okay? So that's important as well. And that's the combination that works for me. Some people's combination that works best for them and their hair type is detangling with a tool and then getting a really good product. Okay, hope that helps. How do I use my deep conditioning treatments and protein treatments? How often do I do them? Some of them I do monthly, and then but I deep condition every week. Okay, but specific treatments like my smoothies and Anita Grant, stuff like that, I do monthly. But every week without fail I deep condition my hair. Okay. Silk bonnet or silk pillowcase, that's up to you. Somebody says, hi, I really love your hair and I love watching your videos. Do you ever flat iron your hair? Answered that question. And where did I buy the mango color, because every store doesn't have it? I'll show you. I'll put the L'Oreal website in the description box, so you'll see what the color looks like, or the box color looks like. Every drugstore should have it. Most supermarkets will have it, no matter what country you're in, because it's owned by L'Oreal and they have money and they're everywhere. Okay. Hi Layla, I love your videos. I'm a big fan. Just began my natural hair journey from a shaved head. What? Guan. I'm about 1 month and 2 days into my growing process. Seeing as though you never fully big chopped, I was wondering if you had any product advice for gals who are starting from scratch. Also, I would love if you'd start making videos about fashion, because your dress game is vicious. No. Yes and no. I mean, I believe that products work on whatever length that you have. So in that sense, yes. But then in the sense of, I know that people that have just BC'd and stuff prefer to get advice from people that have actually BC'd from scratch, and I know that's not me. Miss V big chopped recently, and she recently put up a video about TWA care and products and stuff like that. So I'm gonna put the link to her video here and in the description box, so you can go and check her out. She looks amazing. This is her second big chop and she looks really good. So I'll do that. Okay. I think that's it. I think most of these questions I've answered. What is your hair type? My hair type is kinky curly, coily, and I believe I'm in the 4s. Okay, I believe I'm a combination of all 4s, and that's about it. I don't actually know for sure, so that's what I'm gonna say. Okay, I think that might be it. Even if it's not, man, I'm tired. I'm tired now, guys. Can I do a tutorial using flexi gel for a twist out? I haven't even made flexi gel before, so maybe one day if I'm bored I'll make some. Okay, apart from using gel to slick my hair back, I don't really use gel for anything else. So for me to make a flexi gel, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I use Eco Styler. Okay, I use this Eco Styler, and I only use it for slicking. That's it. I don't really use gel for anything else. How long have you been natural now? And if you haven't already did one recently, can you do a length check? I did a length check recently, just before I kind of disappeared off YouTube. I did a length check when I was 3 years post relaxer. So I've been 3 years post relaxer and some months now since my last relaxer, but I've been 1 year and some months since I cut off my relaxed ends, because I transitioned for 2 years. I think I'm done now, guys. I'm tired. I hope that helped. If you have more questions or have questions on stuff I've answered, put it in the description box. This video is going to be long. I'm sorry. I tried to please y'all, okay? So yeah, have a good day. Deuces.